And they want you to believe, and the AP wants you to believe that mass formation is not real. And we continue to see videos like this. I mean, it's just obvious by now. The whole Karen thing is obviously real, but the mass formation is just obviously clear. Everywhere you look, on and off social media, if you haven't had a personal physical encounter with a mass formation Karen, that's what I've called her. I put it up on Twitter yesterday when it blew up and went viral, and I guess it's stuck. So we're going to call her that moving forward. The mass formation Karen exploded in D.C. at the Defeat the Mandates protest. Thousands of people showed up to stand against the authoritarian tyranny that's taking place with the jab and the virus in the United States of America, but also standing in solidarity worldwide with other countries that are dealing with this garbage. And we are going to continue to see this across the board. So shout out to all the patriots that showed up in DC. I wish I could have been out there, but I couldn't because I have a massive project in the works. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with me. We'll be there. But also we're going to talk about what happened in the mandate protest as well. It was a success. Thousands of people showed up. Also, the counter-protesters. Imagine being a counter-protester at a protest against government tyranny. Anyways, we're going to get into that as well. So welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. My name is Drew Hernandez, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification and toggle on the all selection. Do it right now. Smash that like button, destroy that like button. Listen, do it right now because YouTube expects you to have an attention span of a hamster, and they want you to just say, you know what, I'll do it later, but then you'll forget. You'll get out of the show, and then you'll never get to it. So please just do it right now. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, toggle on the all selection, smash that like button, and like always, this show tonight is brought to you by the official DrewHLive.com merch store. I am wearing the official anti-censorship t-shirt. The link is in the description. There are all kinds of designs. People are buying these shirts. Not because they love me, but they actually look nice. I mean, I've been getting a bunch of compliments from people that have been buying them. They're not ashamed. I don't think you should be ashamed of your values, but also I don't think you should be ashamed of, you know, the clothing that you're wearing. Because sometimes, I don't know, some Christian and conservative clothing can get kind of cringe, and I'm not like that. But so I designed the majority of, you know, the wording t-shirts myself. Here's the anti-censorship t-shirt. If you love it, like it, go support the mission. Let's take this down. This channel is 100% independent. We are supported by the people, we the people, that is you the people. So go cop a t-shirt. The link is in the description below. Or we do super chats at the end of every single show. We do Q&As. You can drop it now, in the middle of the show, or at the end of the show. Drop a super chat. We need you guys. We need your support. Boots on the ground. And shout out to the DH Alliance. Every single one of you that support me for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all the Patreon members that give me a customized monthly donation. That link is in the description as well. So shout out to every single one of you. Thank you. We love you. We thank you for your help. It means a lot. And like I said, we do Q&A super chats at the end of every single show. Or you can use Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. Give a one-time donation. All those links are in the description below. We got to get that out of the way. Listen, guys, we are independent on this show, and we got to put that stuff out there. It's hard for us to monetize because YouTube screws this channel. If you haven't seen that by now, wake up. This is what they do. So thank you guys very much. Well, let's start off with some Clown World updates. I mean, the world has been crazy. It's continuing to lose its mind. The mass formation cult is real, okay? It's real. You look around you, you see people, you see what's been done to the psyche of the American people, what's been done to the psyche of humanity through this virus, through the hysteria, through the fear, through the intimidation, through the abuse, the psychological abuse people have been put through when it comes to the virus and the masks and the jabs. You're going to lose your job if you don't get jabbed. You have to wear a mask, no entry, no mask, no jab, no service. You can't work. You can't have a livelihood. This has really done some serious psychological damage to humanity, and you're seeing it across the board. And I know we've talked about this on this show, but I mean, it's like we have to continue to put this out there because those out there that are in opposition to what's really happening in the country, they don't want you to actually see what's happening around you, but they don't want you to believe that it's real. So if we don't continue to expose this stuff and put this stuff out there, who will? So I'm thankful for people that do, but here is a clown world update. I mean, it's just, here you go.
This is an honor and a privilege, and I love working for President Biden every single day.
I'm a little traumatized every time I go to the fucking store and I'm the only one wearing a goddamn mask. So I come out to the car and I need a second to like decompress and actually start feeling a little bit safer again.
2.
Because y'all are a bunch of fucking plague rats.
Plague rats. Okay, so y'all are a bunch of effing plague rats. You can't even say it right. You're not a plague rat. You're a plague rat. Alrighty? For those of you that don't want to comply, that don't want to get jabbed against your will, that don't want to wear 2 masks, there might be one more under there, literally. For those of you that don't, you are all now my official plague rats, okay? Drop it in the chat, every single one of you, my fellow plague rats, according to this woke-tard on Twitter.
I was at Costco, and this, mind you, like, you have to wear a mask to get into Costco now, like, especially in Orange County, like, because of how much COVID there is. People were still being stupid and taking off their masks while they were inside Costco. But this woman is in the produce, like, refrigerator area, and the mask is off, and this bitch has the audacity to cough with the mask off.
Okay, so now we're getting triggered with people coughing without masks in public. All right. Continue.
Like, this is never going away, and the only way that, like, I am going to be okay is if I leave America.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. You can leave. Okay, when I see stuff like this, and you see these woke-tards take to Twitter or TikTok or whatever, and they post these videos of themselves complaining about America and literally saying that the only way you're going to be okay is if you leave America, then leave. There's the door. Oh, you're such a racist. I'm a person of color. How dare you tell me to leave America? You said it. You said it. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. Unbelievable.
Because y'all are just so dumb.
Oh,
it
I'm dumb.
Amazes me that we're 2 years into this fucking pandemic and people still don't know how to wear a mask properly. Like, cover your nose, like, put it over your mouth. Like, are you stupid?
Are you stupid? Mass formation cult. These are the types of people that we are dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. And there are countless videos on TikTok, on social media, and it just blows my mind. It's like we get accused of telling people to leave America when all they do is complain about America and take to social media to say that they'll be okay if they leave America. And I come out and say, then leave America, racist! That's what I don't understand about these people. If they hate the country so much, then why are you here? Just leave. Listen, I will start a GoFundMe. Someone could start a GoFundMe right now to literally buy her airline ticket, buy her bags, pack her bags, and send her to where could she be sent? That's so much better than America. Let's fly her to North Korea. Let's fly her to the CCP and see if she thinks things are better there. Yeah? How about Iran? Since she wants to wear masks so bad. Give her a little bit of a taste of some Sharia, honey. How would you like that? You see what I'm saying? It's just like, where should we sell? You could send her anywhere. It's like these people say that America is the worst place to live in, but they wouldn't last a day anywhere else. It's a joke. Anyways, let's continue with our Clown World updates. I mean, the world continues to lose its mind. Let's get these up. Yeah, Venezuela, you know what I'm saying? Let's get these up. So apparently, CNN has established a misinformation team, the Ministry of Truth. And I tweeted this the other day. It's a video that's all over Twitter. They are now deploying CNN's Brian Stelter to talk to your kids about fake news in the classroom. And they literally have Brian Stelter in an 8th grade classroom lecturing children about fake news. Now, 2 things here. Number 1, CNN and children right now makes me kind of uncomfortable for obvious reasons. Because CNN has a vampire problem, and you know what I mean, and you guys know what vampire means on this show. So yeah, it's CNN and children in a classroom. They all got their masks on. I mean, right now, I don't think it's like for PR purposes. I don't know. CNN and children just it's not a healthy mix right now, ladies and gentlemen. Number one. Number two, CNN of all people. CNN of all people, the kings and queens of fake news, are going to be the ones to go into your children's classroom and lecture them about how to discern fake news. CNN of all people. See, but this is how they win, and this is why they win, because they do stuff like this, and they get away with it. Can you imagine if OAN went into a classroom, or if Newsmax or Fox News went into a classroom and did this? How would the radical far left react to something like that? Propagandists! It'd be the same reaction. But they get away with it because they prop themselves up like these virtuous gods that know what's better for you and your children. I mean, when you watch the full video, it's very interesting because at the end of the video, you see Brian Stelter ask the kids if this is helping them. And he says, like, do you correct your family or your friends now after learning this stuff? And one of the boys is like, yeah, during the whole pandemic, my parents thought it was a hoax. And, I had to like show them that it was real. And for myself, I wanted to believe that wasn't real. So this helped me to believe that it was real. So it's when you watch this stuff, you can see how they continue to separate the children from their parents. Like the parents could believe whatever they want. They could literally believe whatever they want. They could teach their kids whatever they want. I mean, obviously, if it leads to illegal action and people start getting killed and hurt, that's a problem. But when it comes to something like this, you see CNN time after time go after the children in an attempt to separate or make the parents look crazy, like the kids shouldn't be with the parents. Now, in the context of what I just told you, it's talking about thinking the pandemic's a hoax. Obviously, COVID's real. But still, who in their right mind? When did it become the media's responsibility to get into an 8th grade classroom and lecture your children about anything? Like I said, CNN, they got a vampire problem. Number one, this is strange. Anyways, Clown World, that's why we call these Clown World updates. What's next? This is a doozy. So VP, Kamala Harris tweeted this yesterday. I'm sure you've been seeing this floating around. She said, our administration announced it will make 400 million non-surgical N95 masks from the strategic national stockpile available to the public. The masks are being shipped to pharmacies and community health centers across the country, where they will be available for free. Now, I saw this and I'm saying, okay, so we're all going to pay for this, number one. But number two, this is how they set you up. This is how they set the American public up. This is how they set the world up to turn it around and blame people when they come out with their next hysteria or their next whatever they're going to talk about. So 400 million masks are going out there. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but the amount of litter of the masks I've been seeing everywhere I go continues to get worse and worse. You see them on the side of freeways. I'm sure you see them at the beach. I'm sure you see them in public areas. I'm sure you see them all over the place, just thrown everywhere. But we're supposed to, climate change and the world is going to end in 12 years. You think I'm lying? Well, I also tweeted this alongside of it because as of recent, pollution from face mask litter is up 9,000% since the beginning of the pandemic. Now, the reason why I tweeted this is not because I'm like 100% in favor with the climate change narrative, but I said this. Then they will roll out the climate change hysteria next. Do you see how that works? Now, the reason why I say that is because if they decide to leave the COVID hysteria, they're going to go straight back into the climate change hysteria. And what they do is they create a problem and then they blame it on you when the problem begins to roll out in real time in the real world. Let's make 400 million masks and put them into the United States. Oh, 2 years later, we have a climate crisis because our country is so disgusting and dirty, and look at all of you nasty human beings. You're sick and disgusting because the pollution of face mask glitter is up, 15,000% after they do this. And then you know who gets blamed in the end? You. And then they roll out all these woke-tards with their Green New Deal garbage, and they want this communist utopia where you're eating bugs and you're just living on an equal wage, which, by the way, they never really tell you how much it is. It's equal, what they want to do, but it's like really at the bottom of the totem pole. Just look at Venezuela. But this is what they do. They create a problem, it rolls out, then they turn around and blame it on you. And you pay for it, by the way. You pay for the whole thing. Green New Deal. Where does all that money come from? Who do you think? Clown world. This is what they do. What else do we got here? Speaking of women, transgender UPenn swimmer Leah Thomas continues dominance with 2 more wins. Way to go. You go, girl. Girls rock, don't they? That's a big thumbs up. That's a big win for women. I directly tweeted the Women's March and the verified feminist majority account because it's like, dude, yeah, you have a biological male literally killing it, destroying females in swimming, and it's really hard to see. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but I think that this person has literally been lapping some of these women in these races. I think it's on YouTube. I think lapping them by like close to like a minute or over a minute. But it's like so much for, women progression and women. I'm all for like women, doing awesome stuff. I think that's cool because we're all humans. And yeah, there's going to be women that do amazing stuff. Whatever, fine, cool. Like I'm all for that. Like, women are humans too. That's all good. But it's like, It's interesting to see the feminist movement have to deal with the trans movement because you have a bunch of biological dudes that claim to be women that get into female sports, and you have real females that are actually wanting to be great in their sport, but then they get absolutely eclipsed and destroyed by a biological man. Way to go, feminists. I love it. I love it. This is a clown world. It's ridiculous. What else do we have here? Oh, so if you're a sports fan, if you're into the NFL, whatever, I guess apparently the Green Bay Packers lost the other night, and a bunch of woke-tards took to Twitter and started saying the reason why Aaron Rodgers, if you don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, he's the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. He's totally against getting jabbed against his will, and he's been very vocal about that. He's been borderline canceled by, the hive mind population that's all for it. So after the Packers lost the other night, these woke-tards took to Twitter and started claiming it was because he didn't get vaccinated. Like, this is a real tweet. It's a real tweet. I don't know if it's been deleted. I haven't checked since. But this was on January 22nd, 2022 at 10:11 p.m. saying not getting vaccinated did not help #Aaron Rodgers tonight. It's a cult. Yes, it's a cult. I can hear you guys in the chat. It's a cult. It's a cult. Everything is COVID. Everything is vaccines. Everything. Oh my gosh, a quarterback lost in the playoffs that didn't want to get vaccinated. That's why he lost. No other reason. No other reason. It's not because the other team came through with special teams or a mistake was made. No, it's because he wasn't jabbed. It's a cult, dude. It's literally a cult. Speaking of the mass formation cult, Yale research team has developed a wearable clip to detect the virus. And, you just wear it on your shirt. You just wear it on your collar, because obviously the vaccines are not enough. Because obviously, none of that's enough. A mask isn't enough. 5 masks isn't enough. 3 jabs for each variant and 5 boosters each isn't enough. No. That's not enough. You need some kind of accessory on your body to detect the virus. But Progress, ladies and gentlemen. Progress, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we call it a cult, man. It just doesn't stop. Let's take this down. Like, I don't know how do we come back from this. I really don't know how we come back from this, because there are millions of people. I know, like, sometimes I'll say this on shows and they'll be like, what do you mean millions of people? You really think millions of people are out there that still think that Biden's doing a great job and they're believing all this, garbage about the jab and this and that? I'm like, yes, we're a big country. Okay, nearly 400 million people live, okay, or more. What's the exact stat of the United States? I think around 400 million, right? I want to say. There are still millions of people in this country that are totally brainwashed. Their minds have been warped, dude. I don't know what it's going to take to come back from something like this, because the psychological damage that is done, how do you unravel that? Because it's one, like, I sometimes you guys will see me like railing, like saying, oh, that person's mentally ill, this and that. Like, I don't have an issue with mental illness in the sense that if someone is obviously mentally ill, they need help. The issue that I have is when someone is obviously mentally ill, but they turn around and they say that they're not, and then they are authoritarian communist psychopaths, okay? Like, that's the issue that I have, is like when someone has a serious, obvious mental illness, but turns around and says, no, I'm completely fine, and is just like a psycho, okay? And starts to seriously damage society and what I'm trying to say is we have a serious problem here. Millions of people think this way. You see the videos, you see what's taking place, you see what's been done to the American psyche, to the world, to the human psyche across the entire world. I don't know what it takes to come back from something like this. I really don't. Because it does seem like the country is split in two. You have millions of people that are just totally over this. They're like, this is ridiculous. We're done. Okay? But you still have millions of people in this country that still believe everything Fauci says, and the CDC, even though the CDC comes out, literally admits that natural immune. I got to be careful what I say. You guys know the big news that dropped recently, okay? CDC has literally publicly come out and said that the jab itself, okay, that natural immunity might be I got to be careful on YouTube. But listen, even though they're coming out and admitting these things, there are still people that believe the narrative that came out in the first place. This is the problem. How do we come back from something like this? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I mean, I got some ideas, but I might get in trouble for saying them here on YouTube. I'll just say that. But speaking of COVID, speaking of the jabs, I know 2021, we saw, I think, what everyone thought was a conspiracy theory. I think there were probably still people in this country that didn't believe that the federal government would roll out or attempt to roll out jab mandates. I think there are people in this country that didn't believe. Everyone watching that loves me and knows me, you guys, I know you guys didn't believe this stuff, but there are still people in this country. I think there are people that didn't actually believe that we would see vax passports, that businesses would be telling people no jab, no service. We saw it in 2020, no mask, no service. But I don't think people really thought, I mean, I saw it coming, but I don't think people really thought that we would see vax mandates putting people out of the job. We saw it in the airline industry, I could tell you the healthcare, I guarantee you, okay? Yeah. In the healthcare industry, RNs, nurses, doctors, I've talked to them. So many of them thought that they were on the right side. And then 2021 came, Joe Biden came, and then the vax mandates came. And there were people in this country that lost their jobs because they didn't want the jab. We saw this in 2021 roll out. And this is bad because the United States of America has embraced tyranny. They've allowed the federal government to tell them how to live their lives. Not everyone in America, but a lot of people in the population have. You take a look at New York, for example. Those in the, I believe it was, I don't know if it was the healthcare industry. I'm going off my memory. I might get this wrong. I don't know if it was the healthcare industry or in the teachers in the education world. Those that didn't want the jab were the minority. so they lost their job. So there's still like majorities out there of people that actually want this stuff, like in New York. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is this is going to lead to something. This is going to lead to a pushback. This is going to lead to those in the population that do not want this, that get fed up, to band together, to congregate together, and to protest the government and protest the tyranny that you begin to see. And over this past weekend in DC, we saw just that. Thousands of people, if we can get this up, thousands of people showed up in Washington, DC. Demonstrators marched to defeat the mandates. I totally agree with this. Awesome. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was among the speakers at the Lincoln Memorial for the event, which was issued a permit for up to 2,000 attendees. Now, I talked to some people on the ground. I don't believe it was actually tens and thousands of people. Someone told me a rough estimate might have been 5,000 to 7,000, which is still a lot of people, especially for DC in January. It's freezing out there. Demonstrators marched from the Washington Monument to the Lincoln Memorial, where a rally opposing the jab mandates was held Sunday. Organizers of the Defeat the Mandate said they do not oppose the jab, just forcing people to get the jab. Here's a comment from them saying, "We're pretty concerned about what's going on." A demonstrator from Ohio told News 4, "We came in from out of town and tried to get a burger last night, and we got turned away because we didn't have a proof of a vaccination card." And I think that things are going in a pretty scary direction for the community. That's the first time we had to deal with anything quite like it. All I know is that if I don't try to do something, I think later on in my life, I'd probably be regretting not having stood up to do something. Although the opposition to the mandate was a common theme, the demonstrators appeared to approach it from different perspectives. So there were thousands of people in DC, because even recently in Washington, D.C. began requiring proof of vaccination against COVID-19 to visit establishments, including restaurants, gyms, music venues, and theaters on January 15th. We've seen that in New York, California as well. Back in December, one journalist asked Mayor Muriel Bowser if she was concerned about government overreach and Big Brother intruding on your life when Bowser first announced the mandate. And her response was, "I don't make any of these decisions lightly because I don't want Big Brother intruding on my life." Rules for thee, but not for me. The mayor replied, "I like to make my own decisions, but I also recognize that when you're responding to a global pandemic, that is the exact time when the government needs to make some decisions for the whole society." Wow. This is how these people think. I understand that you want to be free, and I like being free too, but it's rules for thee and not for me. So if it's as serious as a problem as we think it is, we determine it is, we define that. If we have to lock you down and take some of your freedoms away, then we're going to make that decision for you. These people are narcissists. They're insane. They're literally insane. They believe that they can control your life. So here's a good shot. This is from my buddy Sergio. He was actually on stage behind the speakers, right in front of the Lincoln Memorial, if you guys could see the picture. That's a good shot right there. There were thousands of people right in front of the Lincoln Memorial, in front of the Washington Monument right there. And then you could barely see the Capitol way back there. But yeah, so there were thousands of people. Dr. Robert Malone spoke. Various speakers spoke, speaking about what's taking place with the mandates in the United States of America and worldwide abroad as well. So there's a great shot of what was happening. But as always, we can take this down. I'm so glad to see patriots standing up for what's right, opposing tyranny. But you get mayors, you get governors, you get elected officials that try to play God, that believe that they are the standard of truth and say, we like to make our own decisions, but whatever we determine to be what's best for you, if we say it's a global pandemic, then we're going to restrict some certain freedoms from you. You know what that statement tells me about Mayor Bowser in DC? That she's fully aware of what she's doing. Like she's fully aware that she's restricting freedom. Fully aware. But all of 2020, Black Lives Matter and Antifa were allowed to march shoulder to shoulder, riot shoulder to shoulder throughout DC, the streets of DC. I was there, okay? I was literally there. But now all of a sudden, we got to lock people down. Biden's in office. We got to lock everyone down in Washington, D.C. No jab, no service, no mask, no service. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, brown, does not matter. This is the reality of what's taking place because they determine. How come in 2020, when there was more of a mystery or a lot of question marks around the virus, okay, and the jab wasn't even rolled out yet, how come BLM was allowed to march and riot shoulder to shoulder in Washington, D.C.? But now here, no, we got a global pandemic. We got to shut everybody down. Okay, everybody's got to get shut down. Where is Antifa and BLM now? Oh, Antifa are the anti-fascists. Dude, look at the freaking fascists that are in the Democrat Party and the Rhino Republicans that are silent when it comes to these jab mandates. And the Democrats that are pushing this stuff, Antifa is nowhere to be found. It's obviously the hypocrisy is there, but we all know why it's there. Because they're all on the same team. This is about power. This is about power and control. That's what it's about. Every single aspect of this. Like always, anyways, maybe I spoke too soon, but there are always counter demonstrators, counter protesters, okay, that show up to these things. And can you imagine? I'll say this after, but there's always counter protesters that show up to these things. And this woman, if you have not seen this video, okay, triggered, mentally ill, mass formation Karen, this is bad. She's become a meme. She's all over the internet, millions of views. But she pretty much represents the Democrat Party, the hive mind, the woke tards. She embodies all of it. The mass formation cult. If you have not seen this video, I'm very shocked. But mass formation Karen showed up to the Defeat the Mandates protest in Washington, D.C. yesterday. And, here she is.
An honor and a privilege.
Here she is. Okay, there's so much to unpack here. Let's just go through some stills. Okay, let's observe her physical attributes here. Okay, number one, she's driving a very strange van. Okay, that has handprints. There are handprints on the van. So many questions. Okay, so many questions. Are those the handprints of children that she's abducted? Why are the windows duct taped? They're severely tinted. This is very scary. Okay, who is this woman? Is she a human trafficker? Is she a teacher? I don't know. But this is like, dude, this is demonic. She's like 2 seconds away. From levitating. Look at, she's like literally 2 seconds away. She's demon possessed, dude. She's 2 seconds away from.
Their loser president! Loser Trump!
Oh my gosh.
Go the home! Stop invading our territory!
Okay, before we get into the territory part, yeah, it's cringe. She throws up the L, but dude, it's like a 2-year-old, you know? It's like when you see a little kid, or if you've ever, had a niece or had a daughter or a little kid, when they throw the tantrums. They do this hop thing where they stomp. Okay, look, here it is.
Their loser president, loser Trump. Home! Stop invading our territory.
Okay, when anyone tries to tell you that mass formation is not real, you need to show them this video. Okay, you need to show them this video because what she begins to say here at the end is psychotic. Okay, very tribal, very polarized, because she refers to Washington, D.C. as her territory.
Our president! Loser Trump!
No.
Stop invading our territory!
No, Mom.
Go the home! Take your loser president and shove him up your ass!
Oh my God. Dude, look at this. And shout out to this lady with the Trump shirt on. Keeping her cool, walking away with her coffee and her Gatorade, just staying chill. But you got this psychopath right here. Jesus. Demonic, dude. Demon-possessed people. Look at her.
Up your ass!
The hair, everything. Like she's like so crazy, her hair like begins to flare up.
Take your loser president!
Look at the hair.
Shove him up your ass!
I can't. This is why, listen, man, when people try to tell you that masturbation is not real, you got to show them this video, because for someone to take it this far, I mean, I want to know who she is. I want to know why the van is severely tinted. I want to know why the windows on the van are duct taped. That's weird. Do you see the duct tape on the top? This is weird. There's handprints of little kids on the van. She's got to be a teacher, some kind of human trafficker. I don't know, but this is why I'm telling people something is wrong. Something has happened to minds, to people's brains. They've lost their minds. They can't even see someone that they disagree with politically without exploding like this psycho woman, dude. I don't even know. I don't. Let's just play this one more time. Cringe. No, Mom.
Invading our territory! Go the home! Take your loser president and shove him up your ass!
Oh my goodness. Okay, this lady has lost her mind, dude. Imagine being that psychotic, dude. Imagine being that psychotic, losing your mind. It's out of control with these people. Something has seriously wrong. Seriously wrong. A literal psycho, man. I don't know how to put it. I don't know how else to put it, man. It's a cult. It's literally a cult. Imagine if she's a teacher. Yeah, dude, she's just stomping. She's throwing a tantrum. It's sad, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. People like that have lost their minds. Literally lost their minds. But look, dude, listen. It gets worse than that. Okay, that happened. She showed up to the Defeat the Mandates protest to give a piece of her mind. You know? She's a loser president. It's like, dude, oh, the cringe. Oh, the cringe. Could feel it. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes when it's so cringe, like you just like feel it. You're like, oh, it just like hurts. Yes, brainwashed by CNN, MSNBC. The list goes on, dude. Dr. Fauci. These people don't live in reality. But my good friend Savannah Hernandez with Blaze TV, she got some, because she texted me when she got this, and I was like, because she put up a caption saying that she talked to someone and that she asked a counter protester how many jabs they're willing to get, and she told me that their response was as many as it takes. Now, when Savannah texted me this, I was like, dude, you need to get that clip up like now, because people need to see that. And sure enough, she got it up a little later in the evening, and this thing has gone viral. If you have not seen this clip, well, that's why I'm here to show you. But here's a clip of Savannah Hernandez with Blaze TV. No, we're not related, but Savannah's really good at what she does. She interviewed counter protesters. Okay, at the Defeat the Mandates protest. Imagine being against those that are against tyranny. We'll just put it that way, okay? Like, that's just ridiculous. But she interviews these people. It's just, the answers are just so ridiculous. She literally asks them how many jabs they're willing to get. One of them says as many as it takes. One of the ladies that she interviews that I'm about to show you, Savannah asks her what's going on with her. She responds that she's going through a healing due to a jab that went wrong. And she says she's waiting to heal from a jab that went wrong so she can get her booster. This is like, I'm telling you, bro, these people are insane. They're literally insane. It's psycho. It's psycho. Well, anyways, I'm going to shut up now. Here's the video.
Get out. Get out.
That's the wrong one. Let me see if I could put it in here. Shoot, I don't think I have it. Let me see if I could pull it up on Twitter. Yeah, it should be on Twitter. Give me 1 second. Oops. Yeah, let's pull it up on Twitter. Here we go. Here's the video. I'm going to pull this up. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. These videos are just... they're crazy. Tell me if you guys can hear the audio on this. Let me pull it up. So here's one. This is Savannah.
Talk to me about why it's important that you're protesting this today.
It's really low. Let me see if the other one. I think she said the audio was...
I just don't want to be the one that's responsible to passing it to someone.
Anyways, if you guys go take a look at these videos...
Yeah.
Are you boosted?
I even have... recovering from a vaccine injury.
Can you get it?
But
Is it
I'll
up?
still get the booster as soon as I'm healed.
How many boosters are you going to get?
Well, here are the videos on
You
Twitter.
have to.
If you guys have not seen them,
got
Savannah,
dead
she
family
was
members. I just don't wanna
interviewing
be
a
the one
couple
that's
people at the demonstration yesterday, and it was just pretty ridiculous. This woman, she asks her...
We can get back to our lives.
Are you vaccinated?
They can hear it?
I am double vaccinated.
Responsible to passing it to someone.
Okay, here.
that
I'm going to get this one up.
Are you
Is it up?
vaccinated?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay. Here we go.
I got dead family members. I just don't want to be the one that's responsible to passing it to someone that dies.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah.
Are you boosted?
I even have recovering from a vaccine injury, but I'll still get the booster as soon as I'm healed.
How many boosters are you going to get?
As many as you have to. I got dead family members. I just don't want to be the one that's responsible to passing it to someone that dies.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah.
Are you boosted?
I even have recovering from a vaccine injury, but I'll still get the booster as soon as I'm healed.
How many boosters are you going to get?
As many as you have to.
These people are insane. They're literally insane. I hope you guys can hear this. We're having some problems with these videos, but here's the other one.
And boosted.
How many? Now, would you be interested in talking to me about why it's important that you're protesting this today?
Because I'm not a selfish person who thinks it's all about me. If we could get a 90% herd immunity, not natural immunity, we could get back to our lives.
Are you vaccinated?
I am double vaccinated and boosted.
How many booster shots are you willing to get?
As many as it takes.
So like 10, 20, 30?
Many as it takes, because I'm not a selfish bastard. I want to get back to my life. So if it takes 10, I am going to take 10.
What if they never let you get back to your life, though?
I'm not a selfish bastard. I want to get back to my life. If everybody would just cooperate and do what it needs to do, we would have been out of this a year ago. But now we're going to be 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years because of a set of selfish, self-righteous jackasses.
I hope you guys could hear that. Let's take this down. I mean, this is what I'm telling you guys, man. It's crazy to hear people. Like, number one, that last lady is totally virtue signaling. 100% virtue signaling. And it's like, oh, I'm doing the big right thing because I'm the one that's not going to be a selfish jackass because people don't want to get jabbed. I've been double vaccinated and I have multiple boosters and I'll take as many as it takes so we can get back to normal. They think they're better than you, even though it doesn't add up with reality. But to hear someone say that they're recovering or they're healing from a jab accident and are still going to get boosted, this is how you know that there's something seriously wrong. They've lost their minds. They've literally lost all ability to cope with reality. Because you take a look at what these people say and it's like, how have you been literally damaged by a jab, but you're still going to go forward with this? As if natural immunity isn't a thing. Even though the CDC has come out and already admitted it. They don't listen. They don't want to listen because it's all about power, virtue signaling, feeling like they're better than everybody else. But these people are literally brainwashed. I don't have an explanation for you guys. I don't know how someone gets to this point. I understand mass formation psychosis. I understand how it works, how it's meant to happen, but it is like crazy. I guess for me, it blows my mind to see people talk like this, but this is who we're dealing with. This is literally who we're dealing with. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, well, we are going to do some super chats. If you guys have to head out, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. We're going to do some super chats right now. So if you guys have to head out, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, toggle on the all selection, copy the link right now, send this out to all your friends, send this episode out right now. But if you guys are going to stay and hang out, let's do some super chats. We need you guys. Drop a super chat right now. This show is 100% independent, supported by the people, we the people. That is you the people. Guys, please, right now, let's do some super chats, Q&A. You can leave it right now, or you can drop a one-time donation through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. The link is in the description, or consider joining the DH Alliance for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel. Or you can use Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or you can give a customized monthly donation through Patreon. So thank you, every single one of you guys. We are going to get into it right now. All those links are in the description below, and I see some links being dropped in the comments section below as well. So let's get to some super chats. Let's get this up actually real quick. Go cop a t-shirt right now. I'm wearing the anti-censorship t-shirt right now. So if you guys would like to get your own, we have sweaters, we have polos, we have obviously the t-shirts. You can get them in different colors as well. Black, blue, red, pink, yellow, whatever, all that good stuff. Let's take this down. So make sure to go support. The link is in the description below. We are going to get into a time of super chats. I think we have a couple before I have to head out. Thank you guys all for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. And thank you so much for the support. It means more than you know. Them as well. Sorry, I had an important text. Let me see if I can pull up some of these super chats before I head out. Okay, we have a couple super chats. We have a $5 super chat from Cold Haterade. Cold Haterade says, funny how these morons have a problem with maskless coughing people, but don't say a word about needles and fecal matter covering the streets. Because these people, they've been engineered. These people have been engineered to live in filth, okay? The globalist elites want to bring you to a place where you are, it's a two-tier society, the elites and the peasants. They want people to get used to eating bugs, okay? Having an equal minimum pay, which is always going to be garbage. They don't want you to be invested in your future. They don't want you to make yourself a success. They want people invested in learning to live like freaking, you know, disgusting people that eat bugs, that live on the street. If these people could have it their way, the United States of America, its population would be like LA. That's what they want. And the elites would live at the top. It's like the Hunger Games. That's exactly where it's going. There's people at the top and there's peasants at the bottom. The elites and the peasants. The elites and the peasants. They want people to get used to eating. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like they just want a third world. They want you to get used to third world living. And the sad part, Cold Haterade, is that you have people on the far radical left that are just totally down for it. It's funny because they turn around and they get all virtuous. They think that they're better than you. They think that they're, oh my goodness, I'm thinking of others. I'm thinking of other people. It's like, dude, no, you're not. Look around you. This is America. You do what, you know, you have your freedoms. People shouldn't be forced to get jabbed. People shouldn't be forced to wear a mask. That just is how it is. We have another a $5 super chat from Sydney Jr. Coley says, some people are just broken beyond repair. Sadly, they won't learn till it's too late. Good show and keep up the great work. Fist pump. You know, I totally agree. And, you know, Sydney, that's the real cold, hard truth. That's the reality. That's the reality of where we're at. I mean, because you take a look at Australia, look at Canada, you take a look at different regions in the world, different countries, and people, you look at people like Alex Jones, or you listen to me talking about tyranny, or you listen to people saying it's coming, it's here, and everyone's saying, oh, conspiracy theorist, far right wingers lost his mind. That's not going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. I think that's a problem. There's this passive mentality that humans have, thinking that that could never happen. And people aren't going to learn. We could sit here all day long. We could tell them this, we could tell them that. And there's, unfortunately, Sydney, you're right. People are not going to learn until it's too late. People are not going to learn until they are put out on the street by the federal government and have no livelihood because the federal government said you can't unless you comply. That's when people that think that they're on the right side of history or that this isn't happen are going to finally wake the hell up. I totally agree with that. We have another $5 super chat from 30 Shots. 30 Shots says, I need all Canadians in Ottawa and sat January 29th for the truckers convoy protest. We have a $3 million war chest and 50K truckers on the way. I heard about that. So if you're interested in that, I'm sure you can find more information. Thank you very much. Let's see. Like I said, guys, you guys can also drop some donations through Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. The link is in the description below. Or drop a super chat. We'll give a couple more minutes for people to drop something. But, it's just, it's unfortunate that that's how things have become, is like, don't ever let yourself get to a place where you believe that that can't happen. And don't ever let yourself get to a place where you're like idolizing politicians. Even Donald Trump. I know a lot of people aren't going to like to hear this, but apparently, actually it was reported that Trump's new social media app, Truth Social, is going to have San Francisco Silicon Valley AI developers managing and curating the content, and to make sure that there isn't bad stuff on the platform, and including some of that is going to be hate speech. Yes, it's real. I don't know who is advising Trump. I don't know who is telling him this is the right thing to do, but apparently Trump's Truth Social Media is going to be regulating hate speech. That's not fake news. I'm not turning on Trump. I'm just reporting to you that's not a good idea. It's just like Parler got nuked. It's just like Getter is probably going to get nuked too. And if Truth Social Media is going to start getting some Silicon Valley, San Francisco, the same people that work with Twitter, the same people that are all on the same boat to combat hate speech, combat bullying online, nobody gets to define what that is but those people. And listen, I'm just reporting to you. I don't know, what's going on with Trump. I know at his last rally, he changed his tune. He changed, going against the mandates. He got away from just pushing the jab all the time. It's like, dude, you got to stop. You got to stop. I know a lot of people have been wondering, like, what could cause Trump's base to turn on him? I think that would be it. It would be this whole vaccine mandate thing. He's got to get more aggressive against that, not just one rally. There's so much to say, but I mean, you got to be careful with what's happening. I don't know if Truth Social Media is actually gonna be anything that says they're going to regulate hate speech on a social media app in order for them to live in an app store. I automatically tune out. I'm sorry. It's not going to be what I think what you think it's going to be. It's Trump, okay? Trump was banned. The sitting U.S. president was banned from Twitter, Facebook. Do you honestly believe that Silicon Valley is going to let that same individual have a comfy little social media network in the Apple App Store? Wake up. This is why I'm wondering what is going on with Trump, because it's shocking to hear these things and see these things. To me, it's just like, what do you plan on doing here? Because that Tim Cook, that Apple, that Google and the Google App Store, they're not going to let you live in there. Unless what? Trump just totally turns on everybody? I don't know. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you guys. I don't trust Silicon Valley. I don't trust anyone from San Francisco that works in big tech. People say it doesn't have to be an app. Dude, I understand that, but like that's not what it is. Why would you need that if you were living in your why would you need to combat hate speech if you were not in an app store. It doesn't make any sense to me. If it's just a website, then that's only so you can appease big tech. You understand that, right? You understand that these social media tech companies, whenever they say we're gonna manage hate speech, it's not real. It's not real. It's literally not real. They only do that so they could live in app stores. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. We'll see. We'll see. I hope it works. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I hope it works out for Trump. But when you see stuff like that, it's just kind of like, how's that? It doesn't make any sense. I think Gab is great. I think Gab is great. I think at the end of the day, Gab is going to survive. Getter is going to get nuked. Listen, I still use these platforms. I'll use them as long as they're there. But I just think, who am I to talk? I don't have my own social media platform. I'm just giving my opinion here. But I just think the biggest thing is the App Store. Because if you have a social media network that literally lives in an app store, that like 90% right there. And people need to understand that. I understand Trump is at least trying, but just don't be surprised if Truth Social gets banned out of the App Store, okay? I'm just questioning the thought process behind, like, why? You know, it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know? Conservatives are always like, oh, we hate cancel culture. But the second I criticize Trump, cancel that guy. See it all the time, dude. You see it all the time. Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. You know, that's not fake news. CNN didn't write that. That actually broke today. And I was just curious. It's strange. It's strange. It's strange to see that the very same things that got Trump banned, like now they're going to implement on his own socials. So we'll see. We will see. We will see. Alrighty, let's see. We have a couple more super chats. Let me bring this up real fast. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Okay, we have another super chat from Sydney. Another $5 super chat from Sydney. Sydney says, ever wonder why people in rural areas seem less concerned about apocalyptic scenarios? Get out of cities, people. Learn to feed yourself. I think survival, personal survival does matter. I mean, you really think of how much humanity is dependent on technology, computers. It's like almost water. Almost water. Almost like water, almost like oxygen. Humanity, I mean, obviously in the first world where digital technology, computers, we rely on so much, especially power as well. It's just a crazy thing to think of. I totally get it, but we'll definitely see. All right, guys, I will see you guys later. We do this show every single day at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when we do this show. So make sure to tune in every single day at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Share this video, copy the link, share it far and wide. We need you guys. Thank you guys very much. We truly, truly do appreciate it. Copy the link, share it wherever you can. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. Thank you guys very much. We will see you guys next time. Love you all. Until next time, America. Stay free.